this is Keith from WinkSound, and today I'm going to talk about gain stages and your typical signal flow. A gain stage is anywhere in which your signal encounters a level control. Now this may boost or attenuate your signal, and it's helpful to understand so you can record at optimal levels. Now of course you're going to encounter this in your digital audio workstation when you move around faders, but the same concept can apply when you're engineering as well. Now let's take recording an electric guitar for example. Of course, on an electric guitar you have a volume knob. Now the signal is being fed to an amplifier with a volume control as well. You can think of these as different gain stages. From there it will be captured by a microphone, which we can adjust the input level via a trim, also known as gain knob. And once we have a healthy signal, we're ready to record. And getting that healthy signal is vital when gain staging. And remember that with digital you have the privilege of recording with more headroom compared to analog, because with analog you have to be conscious about tape hiss and things like that. So if you are able to capture your sound source correctly, it'll give you more options when you begin to mix. So recently I recorded this guitar part, and I'm just going to play it, and afterwards I'm just going to tell you how I approached it in the mix and just my mindset on gain staging and so forth. So take a listen. So basically, the one element that you have to always be conscious of when it references to gain staging in your mix is that you never want your signal to peak. You don't want any of your channels to peak, and that's reference to overdriving your fader, also in reference to if you have compressors on your track as well, which I do here. Basically, I record this guitar part a few times, panned it left and right, and I add compression, and then I bust out this channel right here to the stereo aux track with a reverb plugin on it. When I'm adding compressors to a track, I'm always being conscious of what output I have in reference to the input, and then I listen to the effect that compressor has on my signal as well. I mean, is it bringing up that noise floor a little bit too much? You know, if it's peaking, then of course I'm going to bring down that output or change my input or threshold, so to speak. There's just many ways in which to monitor everything, and just always understand what factor influences another. Are you bringing up your fader and then you're bringing up your output of your compressor a little bit too much? Is that what's overdriving your signal? Are you busing your signal out and then you're overdriving your stereo aux channel? Because that's just splitting the signal. When you bus one signal out to another track, like an aux track, you're just splitting that signal and then it's going to be summed out in your output. So if you overdrive your aux return, it's just going to sum the signal too much and it could overdrive and peak. So just things to be conscious of when you're gain staging in your mixing process.
Join the conversation by following WinkSound on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to keep up with everything you need to know about music and audio technology.